Here's the pretty girls. And the popular girls. And I look like...
Five Nights at Freddy's was a very important game to me when I was in my early years of getting into gaming, as I was basically obsessed with it. And believe you me, it was an absolutely unhealthy obsession. Everything in my search history had something to do with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Then, everything changed when
He cringed.
the nation attacked.
Of course, all of that was before the downfall of the FNAF community, when little kids began to invade the series with cringy fanfics, not safe for work images, and millions of fan games that varied quite heavily in quality. Oh, and by the way, if you want bad fan games of almost anything, I recommend the site Trxxshed. It has a interesting catalog of games. For a long time, being an avid fan of the series was seen as a sign of being an idiotic little kid who didn't understand actual horror. And I will admit, FNAF, or at least the majority of the series, is not scary. They are incredibly basic, which is why I've always seen it as more of a mystery game, because, let's be honest, no one cares about the bear. We're here to figure out what's going on in Scott Cawthon's brilliant storytelling. That and J/'s funny reactions.
Please, please.
As of late, however, nostalgia has had its metaphorical hand wrapped around the metaphorical thread of the internet. And within the past 2 years, Minecraft, Terraria, and Modern Warfare 2, to a lesser extent, have all been revived. And the most recent revival that comes to mind is the smaller revival of the Five Nights at Freddy's community. And the revival of this game's community is probably all mostly due to the man behind the slaughter meme.
What are we going to do?
Man Behind the Slaughter is a meme that comes from the song It's Been So Long by the Living Tombstone. It comes from way back in the day whenever Five Nights at Freddy's music was a thing that was being made quite often, and this one was based off of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And because the song has been memed to death, it's kind of brought Scott Cawthon and his haunted animatronics back into our frame of minds on the internet. You know, seeing it actually does make me hopeful for the future of the franchises. The games are constantly getting better, becoming more AAA, like they're getting VR games, they're on consoles now, there's mobile games. You've got a lot more to the franchise, so there's a lot of hope for the future. And with all that hope to the future, of course there's gotta be at least one video that looks back to the past. A very big part of the FNAF community is the music made by it. A lot of these songs are very well made, and even out of context of FNAF, some are very enjoyable. So I thought it'd be fun to look back on some of the older songs, the more nostalgic ones, if you will. Now, when I say more nostalgic songs, I am talking specifically about songs released before Sister Location. So
let's just jump into it.
The Living Tombstone is a musician that's been around for a while in the FNAF community. They've made a song for every game leading up to Sister Location, at which point they just kind of disappeared from the whole franchise and its community. I genuinely thought they left YouTube before I started doing research.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
No, just go that way. Just go that way. Carson? Are you okay?
Wow, I hate this.
Oh, I'm so shocked and sad. I can't believe someone would do this. Leave a like if you are depressed.
So long, partner. I'll see you in the afterlife that awaits for us all.
I figured for this we should look at their songs, as they made the music for The Man Behind the Slaughter, which is the whole origin point for the video. The 4 songs created before Sister Location include the FNAF 1 song, It's Been So Long, Dying of Fire, and I've Got No Time. The first song doesn't really have a title, instead just being called FNAF 1 song, and it's definitely a niche song. It's not gonna appeal to everyone. So here's what I like about the song. The best thing about it is the instrumental, because it's on point. It's a powerhouse song, and the instrumental really shows that. It also starts with this sort of kid's piano sort of sound that fits perfectly with the tone and lore of the first game, as well as the design of the first game's location. It's not a song that is loosely based on a piece of media like Eminem's Venom or Crush 40's Escape from the City. The lyrics are extremely rooted in the details of the game, referencing several plot points within the universe, like the events of 1987,
Was that the bite of 87?
The murders that cause the hauntings at the restaurant, and some of the gameplay mechanics like closing the doors to keep the animatronics out. If you're a fan of the games and you listen to this song in that headspace, then it's sure to please your ears. However, the amount of references and plot-based lyrics there are sacrifice the song's ability to appeal to more casual listeners. If you're passively listening to the song like you would most music, you might be put off quite a bit here. If you don't know what FNAF is, you might feel an urge to report this guy to the police.
FBI, open up!
I don't really have a way to improve this, as the song, it's not meant to appeal to everyone, it's by fans for fans, so it really doesn't matter, so that's more of just an observation, I suppose. Really the only thing I don't like is the vocals themselves. The song is written to take place from the perspective of the souls haunting the animatronics during the earlier nights of the game, so it makes sense that the whole song has a ton of autotune because they're speaking as robots. Now, does that make it less annoying? No, not really at all. It's still very annoying to me. Now, do I have an improvement from this? No, not really at all. It's a very context-based sound. I just can't find myself really listening to it out of context, unlike the next song, which is very good out of context. Living Tombstone's FNAF 2, It's Been So Long.
You're not gonna regret it. The payoff is huge. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! I'm Pickle Rick!
Yeah, go ahead and make that heckin' joke and go bite a friggin' toe or something. It's Been So Long is a really sad song that actually works out of context. If you're listening while knowing the plot of the game, you will pick up on the plot and the lyrics, with them being about William Afton and one of the family members of one of his victims going insane. Without knowledge of the plot, however, you can simply see this as a song about grief, which it is within the plot context as well. This is quite an improvement on the casual listener issue I had with the first song. And another improvement from the first song is that the singing voice used is much easier to listen to. It's no longer robotic and auto-tuned, now sounding like an actual person. And that actual person is really giving their all with the song. It's got a lot of emotion, something I've become numb to.
Alexa, this is so sad. Can we play Despacito number 5509?
The vocals in the beginning of the song actually have a radio effect on them, and it just sounds nice, I guess? I really don't know, but I like it. The instrumental sounds daunting and kind of hostile, I guess, with these sort of aggressive sounds and riffs. Not much else to say about the song. It's good, and it's in my music playlist. A song that I like, that I can go more in depth with, is the FNAF 3 song, Die in a Fire. Die in a Fire is, in my opinion, the peak of Living Tombstone's music library. Unironically disregarding nostalgia, or at least trying to, I really love this song. Although I don't really feel like I should have it in this video because it's not really a nostalgic FNAF song, it's more of just a nostalgic song. The lyrics have almost nothing to do with Five Nights at Freddy's 3 or the plot of the game. There's a very subtle, very vague reference to William Afton, the purple guy killing people, but not much more than that. I did notice, however, that the jump scare sound file from the game is used, or at least I think it's used, maybe? Here's a comparison clip I made. Listen in and tell me in the comments if you think I'm right.
I hope you die in a fire!
Coincidence? I think not!
I think the song is too distant from the games. The second song struck a perfect balance, and I don't know exactly what advice to give other than listen to it next time and find out what that perfect balance sounds like. Without context of this song being based on FNAF 3, the song absolutely slaps. It absolutely does. I mean, it's a bit edgy, yeah, but I don't mind a little bit of fun edge in my media. No. Not you. No, get out. The vocals are incredibly powerful, and the singer does a fantastic job at what she's given. I truly believe she's angry when she sings, and oh, and by the way, I'm only assuming this is a girl by voice. If it's not, I apologize, and I'll correct myself in the comments once told otherwise. Anyways, back to the song. The instrumental is, much like the first one, an extremely powerful technical song. The main difference being that this one sounds much more rage-filled, more built to suit the lyrics, rather than the lyrics suiting the instrumental like with the first one. Die in a Fire is powerful, aggressive, but it kind of falls short at the part where it's supposed to relate to FNAF 3. The final FNAF song made by Living Tombstone is probably the most iconic song made by the musician. The song is Five Nights at Freddy's 4's I Got No Time. For a while, this song was the anthem of the community. I mean, it was the song, but does it still hold up? My likes and dislikes for this song are basically the same as with the first song, and that is because this song is far too similar to the first song. The lyrics are really the only distinct thing, as the instrumental sounds like FNAF 1's instrumental, with a bit more sauce added to it, I guess you could say. It's not even that I dislike the instrumental, I mean it works and it's really good, so that was more of an observation than a genuine critique, but a genuine critique that I do have, however, is the same one that I have for the vocals of the original song. They are entirely auto-tuned to the point of annoyance. However, despite that working in context for the first song, it doesn't work in context for this song, as within that context, this song is sung from the perspective of the crying child you play as in the 4th game. The lyrics, however, are pure perfection in and out of context. They strike that perfect balance that It's Been So Long hits with its lyrics. The song can be both applied to the context of the games and the plot as well as applied to more personal messages that are separate from the context of the games. They have the ability to be related to, I guess. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean I'm going to be adding this to my music playlist. The vocals are just too hard for me to listen to, and I've always had a bit of a distaste for autotune. Honestly, I can see why It's Been So Long is the song that was chosen to become a meme. It's the best FNAF theme song they have, striking a perfect balance between context and out-of-context lyrics, complemented by a great voice and great instrumentals. Hot take here, but the FNAF community isn't all awful as many people would have you believe. It has its fair share of toxic people and Rule 34 artists, but the same goes for any community really. The Animal Crossing community has to deal with interesting fan art. However, this is a loud minority to a much bigger community. The majority of the people are here to play fan games and discuss theories about the plot of Scott Cawthon's world. Some of them make music that I now feel nostalgic for, and music that I am now finished reviewing. Anyways, I do think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to wash your hands and have a nice day. And honestly, whatever you're going through, just remember that there is somebody out there who loves you and cares for you. So don't ever give up. I've been Universe, and I'll see you in the next video.